Welcome to Inside Roanoke. I'm Melinda Mayo, the Communications and Media Officer for the City of Roanoke. Today we're going to hear about the Carilion Clinic Ironman 70.3 competition. We're also going to meet our new Neighborhood Services Coordinator and a lot more, so stay with us.
The Roanoke Police Department has some simple tips for citizens to help prevent property crimes. Always lock your car doors whenever you park. Put any purses, packages, or valuables in your trunk or cover them up. If you have an outside storage shed, remember to keep it locked. At home, make sure you have good locks on your windows and doors. The more complicated the lock, such as a deadbolt, the harder it is for someone to break into your home. For more information, call the Crime Prevention Unit at 853-5613.
My guests are Sarah Clemencic and Catherine Fox, and we're here today to talk about the Carilion Clinic Ironman 70.3 competition, which is coming to Roanoke this year. So start out by telling us when and where this competition is going to take place.
Well, we're actually here at River's Edge Park. This is going to be the location for athletes, and it's going to be the Athlete Village. And it's going to be taking place on Sunday, June the 6th. We're really looking forward to, it's going to be, a couple more weeks and it's going to be here before we know it. The weather's going to be beautiful. It's such an inviting time for us in the mountains. So yeah, we're thrilled to be able to host it coming up soon in June.
So what are some of the formats for the competition this year?
So the competition for Ironman is always a swim, bike, run. The exciting part is we're going to be able to utilize Carvin's Cove for the swim. It's a 1.2 mile swim.
Right.
And then from there, the bikes will take off and they'll head north up Route 11 towards Buchanan and Route 43 and the Blue Ridge Parkway. So people are going to see this beautiful, picturesque mountains and views along the way. It's 56 miles all along down the parkway through Vinton and back into the city of Roanoke, where they will come here for the transition here at River's Edge Park and take in our greenway, about 13.1 miles. So it's a lot.
Yes.
And these athletes are incredible. What I'm excited about is several of them will actually qualify for a World 70.3 in St. George in September.
Yeah.
So this will be our inaugural opportunity to showcase this region for Ironman, and it puts us on a national and international stage.
Well, now, this is a big event. Do we have sponsors that are helping us with this?
That's right. Carilion Clinic is our title sponsor for the event.
Okay. And then talk about why it's so significant for Roanoke to be chosen for this event. What does it help our community?
Well, we can both kind of address that. For us from a VBR, Virginia's Blue Ridge, and sports, again, puts us on a larger scale sporting event. And once we are able to show that we can actually host and complete and demonstrate our capabilities, then we have the opportunity to host larger similar events. So it's an opportunity for that, and I think it's an opportunity for people who've never seen this area to be here for the first time.
That's right. I think people who live here know how great it is and what a wonderful biking and running opportunity we have every day here. So bringing in people from outside to enjoy our community is going to be wonderful.
Are we going to need volunteers?
Oh, we're going to need many volunteers.
Tell us about that.
Sure. There's about 1,500 spots overall, which seems large, but some of them are group settings. So there's bike aid stations, there's swim support needs, you need kayakers, you need lifeguards, you need really everybody from day one to the very end of the race is what helps make it go off completely well. So without the volunteers, it can't happen.
And there's also something called the I Am Local program. Talk about that a little.
Sure. So I'm Local is something that helps showcase kind of our local community storefronts and restaurants, and they get the opportunity to join into that group and offer perks and rewards or discounts to the athletes. So the athletes can come to their business and patron it, and they'll be available to have certain perks to them.
So if somebody's watching and they're very interested in this competition, how can they get more information about it?
Couple of different ways. Certainly you can go to the Ironman website, where you're going to see a number of competitions throughout North America. As a matter of fact, they've already hosted a Texas this year for the first, that was the actually first competition for 2021. Florida was recent as well, more Texas and St. George, Utah, and Chattanooga are coming up. So they're all listed there, so you can see it there. Or you can go to visit vbr.com/Ironman, and you can find out all the information, including housing. We couldn't couldn't do this without our hotel partners. So that's very, very important. It's also where you can find things that are happening from Athlete Village, as well as where the transition stages are happening, and where you can sign up to volunteer.
That's right. There's a volunteer sign up spot on there. You just click the picture and you're taken to the template.
It sounds like it really is a community effort to have this here, and everybody's pulling together and working to make it a success. And I appreciate you coming and telling us about it. We hope it's a very big success, and we're very excited about it.
Thank you so much for sharing our message.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection's Food Pantry program is an ongoing effort to help keep pets in their homes and out of the shelter. You could help by donating the following items: canned cat and dog food, dry cat and dog food, cat litter and toys to the RCACP Food Pantry. To participate in the program, visit rcacp.org or come by 1510 Baldwin Avenue, Northeast Roanoke to get more information. Your donation can help a dog or cat stay in their home.
I'm talking to Josh Johnson, and Josh is our new Neighborhood Services Coordinator. Josh, I want to kind of introduce you to the viewers. So start by telling us a little bit about yourself, like what did you do before you were Neighborhood Services Coordinator?
Yeah, thank you, Melinda, for having me. I was a police officer with the city for about 10 years. I served in several different roles, from the patrol officer, ending my career as a patrol sergeant. Majority of that time was spent in the community engagement team. As a community resource officer, that's that citizen-centric policing, community policing that we've heard about so much about, connecting with neighborhoods, connecting with nonprofits and groups within the neighborhood to deal with conflict, the fear of crime, and just really finding solutions to the problems within our community.
So what attracted you to the position of being the Neighborhood Services Coordinator?
Yeah, so I wanted to continue public service. I love Roanoke. Roanoke is my home. I'm a transplant. My wife and my two daughters live in Roanoke. We shop local. We go to local parks. I had a vested interest in the health and success of our neighborhoods, and so I saw this opportunity as ability to continue that service to the Roanoke citizens, just outside of law enforcement. Tiffany and Bob and you have built an incredible team over at Citizen Engagement, so I'm really excited to join the team.
Well, we're glad to have you. Now, I know that your position works with a group called Neighborhood Advocates, Roanoke Neighborhood Advocates. How is that relationship? How does that work?
Yeah, so RNA is a citizen city council appointed board. They're really tasked with being that liaison between our neighborhood groups, nonprofits, faith-based groups, to city council. Whether it's getting resources, whether it's getting volunteers. They have an RNA petition that you can find online if you have issues in your neighborhood and you want that brought to the city's attention, whether it's city management. So my job is supporting that mission and kind of connecting those groups to city council and city management.
Have you seen some changes in the last few years about how people prefer to interact with local government? I mean, because at one time we had neighborhood groups, but then we have a lot of younger people in our neighborhoods now, and maybe they want different ways of engaging. What have you noticed about that?
Yeah, so I think COVID-19 has definitely changed how we communicate, how we interact with our citizens. The city's put a great deal of effort in kind of streamlining those processes, putting things online, putting things on social media platform, but looking at that equity lens, we realize that doesn't maybe work for every citizen. So we want to continue to engage people through those mechanisms, but sometimes a good old phone call or in-person meeting works just as well. And so finding that balance between the social media moving online and also just continuing that in-person partnership.
Have you thought about some things you'd like to see maybe implemented as we try to enhance the quality of our engagement with our citizens?
Yeah, and so decisions are often made by people at the table. I think what we want to do is build that capacity within our neighborhoods, and so the neighbors, the neighborhood leaders, the groups themselves has that ability to kind of have the vision of what their neighborhood looks like. We call that capacity building. Have the vision of what your neighborhood looks like, engage citizens, get citizens organized, identify stakeholders and reliable partnerships, and really carry out a message, a policy, or a plan on how to further that through. And so we're looking at opportunities on training our groups, training our leaders, training citizens on how to move forward and really make systemic and real changes, sustainable changes within your community.
Anything you'd like to add that we didn't cover that you'd like to say about neighborhood services?
Yeah, my job is that community partnership. I mean, it's critical to the success of our community, and so I want everybody to have a seat at that table. If you feel underrepresented, if you want a group in your neighborhood that really represents your interest, as a neighborhood or as the Roanoke community as a whole, I'm willing to sit down and talk. And so I really want people to reach out to me and connect with me so we can get some real changes in our community.
Well, on that note, if somebody's watching and they want to get in touch with you, how can they contact you?
Yeah, so email, it's joshua.johnson@roanokeva.gov. My desk number, 853-1643. We also have a Facebook page, Office of Neighborhood Services. All those things work, and just kind of connecting with me. I'm looking forward to it, though.
We're very excited that you're here and you're going to be working with us, and thank you for sharing it with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
The Roanoke River is a beautiful natural resource we want to preserve for everyone to enjoy. A big part of that is keeping it clean. So how does all this trash get here? Well, when it rains, litter from our streets washes into the storm drain system, which leads to the river without ever being cleaned. That's right, if it's in our streets, it's in our streams. The Adopt a Street program is a great way to be part of the solution and not the pollution. Sign up today and start organizing cleanups in your neighborhood. Clean streets equals clean streams. Together, we can create a clean water legacy.
My guests are Michelle Tringali and Dan Hobbs, and we're here to talk about National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. And first, talk about when that was and how was it observed?
Sure. National Telecommunicator Week was started back in 1981, and it's observed every second full week of April every year.
So we observed it here at the City of Roanoke. How did you all do that?
Last week from the 11th through the 17th, every shift was given lunch or dinner, depending on what shift they were working, daylight or night shift. And we all got team shirts, which was nice because we love getting our team shirts here at 911. And the good thing about, or the thing that I liked most about our team shirts was it was highlighting the thin gold line, which represents telecommunicators across the nation.
That's cool. Yeah. Why do we observe this week? What's the purpose of it?
911 dispatchers are always referred to as like the voice in the dark. And we don't respond out to calls, but we're the first ones to be talking to people on the calls. It can be really stressful, but we're not usually in the limelight of sorts. So I think a lot of agencies just try to show their appreciation by holding these types of celebrations with lots of decorations and gifts and,
and to call attention to what you do so the community knows more about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I understand you had some special recognition. Dan, you had a recognition, and Michelle too. Talk about that a little.
Sure. Every year they nominate a telecommunicator of the year, and you're voted by your peers and coworkers for that and for what you've done that year, obviously. And that's what I was awarded this year.
Great.
So it was nice to have, and obviously a pleasure from my coworkers. So.
And Michelle, you were recognized also, right?
I was given an award for my service and dedication to the center.
Okay. The quality of Roanoke's 911 service is impacted by accreditation. You all work hard to be accredited. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I don't think that it's that we're impacted by the accreditation. Having the accreditation impacts the quality of service that we give to the to our citizens. Being accredited means that we are doing the best of the best that we possibly can, and we have people coming in from CALEA, the Commission of Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, come in and they review our files, our calls. They set proofs and standards for us. They review our proofs and then come through and go, hey, attaboy, you did great. You know, you're doing the best that you can, and we appreciate you. We've been awarded our gold standard, and we've just been reaccredited again. So it's important for us that we uphold that, at least for me, because I want the citizens, when they hear about are you accredited or not, that they understand that accreditation means somebody else is coming in and taking a look at what we do and going, wow, you guys are top bar. You know, and we want to meet that bar. We want to meet those standards, not just for our department as a whole, but we also are accredited for our training program. So we try to hit those mile marks as much as we can as a department.
In addition to what we've discussed today, anything you'd like to add that you want people to know about 911 that maybe you think they don't?
We're hiring.
Oh, great. Talk about that.
We're hiring, and the city is a great place to work for. We have trainers that will train you here while on the job training. We have a training academy where you begin. After you're done with the training academy, you're assigned to your training officer. All of us training officers, which Dan and I are both certified training officers, go through a special program to get our certification. So again, speaking to that continuing goal of setting the bar, you know, making sure that we're meeting standards across the nation that we can meet. So we want you here. If you're looking for a job that is fun, that will test your multitasking skills and possibly tug at your heartstrings, but keep you safe so that you get to go home every night to your loved ones, then come talk to us about a job.
And you get to work here at Blue Hills Communications Center, which is like a top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art place, which makes it even so much better.
Absolutely.
We are feeling a little bit spoiled right now. This is our first year in the center, so it's very new to us, and we're enjoying the fact that this is for, you know, for us, you know, for us to come to work in. So thank you, Roanoke City, for allowing us this place to work.
It makes it even nicer to work here when you have such a nice facility.
For sure.
If somebody who's watching wants more information about what you do or about Telecommunicators Week, how could they get that?
Sure. Well, they can always call. So not only do 911 dispatchers answer 911 phone lines, but we also answer administrative phone lines. So we have a non-emergency number. You'll speak with the same people. It's 540-853-2411. And you can speak with us. We can always get you in touch with our supervisors, department heads, administration. That way, it's probably the easiest way to call and speak with us. But never be afraid to call us administratively or on 911. We're here 24/7. So.
Well, congratulations to both of you, and thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being out
Appreciate
here.
it.
Thank you.
In Virginia, every corner is a crosswalk, whether a crosswalk is painted or not. Join us in making Roanoke a safe place for everyone. Drivers, stop at the corner. It's the law. Pedestrians cross at the corner. Everyone loves having a beautiful green lawn, but did you know that lawn fertilizers can pollute our waterways? Before you fertilize your lawn, conduct a soil test to know what fertilizers are needed. Only apply fertilizers during the growing season and avoid using fertilizers and pesticides within 20 feet of a stream. After you mow, leave your clippings on your lawn because these return nutrients back into the ground. It's easy to keep your lawn green and our waterways clean. Contact the Clean Valley Council for more info.
My guest is Deputy Chief Marcy Stone. And Marcy, we're here to talk about a career being an employee with Roanoke Fire EMS. It's a very important public safety agency we want people to be part of. So start with requirements. What's involved in being working within Fire EMS?
Well, first of all, we want employees to come to us who are compassionate, committed, and courteous. That is our core values, and we really want people who care about the community, care about the public, and want to give back to the community. So we're looking for people with good character. people who are interested in serving others. We go out on a wide variety of calls in various parts of the community, and we want people to recognize that they're going to encounter things that they've never seen in their life. So things that you just don't think about, unusual calls. So we want people who are really stable, people who have a good foundation, people who are interested, like I said, in serving others. There's no requirement for education. The person only has to be 18 years of age and come into our organization. We go through our recruit school, so our recruit school provides us with all the training that we need to become firefighters and EMTs. All of our employees are cross-trained to provide both services, fire service and emergency medical services to the community.
Right. Well, and people watching, they may not know the kind of day-to-day things that people do who work for Fire EMS. So talk about some of those responsibilities. What would those be?
Well, obviously we're going to be responding to emergency calls within the community. When somebody picks up the phone and calls 911, whether there's a medical emergency, a fire, a water rescue, if there's a building collapse, we respond to all types of calls like that. Sure. But the basics of the job, when we get into our recruit school, we teach you, if you come off the street and you have no background in fire and EMS, but you know you want to serve others and be in an interactive emergency type situation, we provide you that basic training from the very beginning. You don't have to have any training. You come into our recruit academy and we teach you how to be a firefighter, and we teach you how to be an emergency medical technician at the very basic level, and then throughout your career you have an opportunity to advance to more advanced care levels like paramedic.
So there's an opportunity to grow and move up within the fire department.
Absolutely. We have people who come in and they have a high school education, age 18, and they can go all the way to the level of paramedic. Our paramedic is the highest level emergency medical training that you can have in the state of Virginia. They can actually receive a national registry certification as a paramedic, so that they have the ability to go outside of our state to be a paramedic, but obviously we want them to stay here with Roanoke Fire EMS and have a good foundation for a career that's a lifelong career. Our training in the academy gives them the experience to get involved with heavy tactical rescue, which is our rope rescue and our high angle rescue. We do cave rescue, trench rescue, swift water rescue. We have hazardous materials team. We have all types of folks in our organization that you talked about. What do we do on a daily basis? Yeah. Just activities of daily living. We have great cooks within our organization. Every firehouse has meals twice a day, lunch and dinner. So we have people that are identified as our station cooks. They're obviously firefighter EMTs as well, and they're going to be responding to calls. But we need people who are not afraid to get their hands dirty and do station work, you know, clean up around the station, get things ready for the day and make sure that we're ready to respond to the calls, but also be able to live comfortably within our firehouses.
Well, now everyone knows that there will be risks involved as being a firefighter or an EMT. But talk about some of the rewards.
Oh yeah, this is a risky job, but we give you the training and the foundation that you're going to need to operate safely within our job. Obviously, you can climb the ladder, as we say, within the fire department. So you can come in, again, at age 18 and have no formal training, and we provide you all the formal training that you need. If we see that you have leadership qualities, your next step would be able to be promoted. Once you're in our organization for 3 years, you have the opportunity to test for our lieutenant position, which is our driver operator position. That's our very first level leadership, and they have the oversight of personnel within their station, but most importantly, they're driving and safely handling our engines and our ladders that are responding to calls. From that position, they have an opportunity to promote to something called a first lieutenant. That position is responsible for our ladder trucks, and then our captains are responsible for station captains. For the station, they're a captain within the station, and it just depends on the size of the station, the number of people that report to that captain. From there, we have a field battalion chief position, and above that position are our office battalion chiefs, and then our executive level, which is deputy chief and then chief of the department. So
Right.
you can start this within this organization, again, at age 18 and grow all the way through your career and even become chief of our organization.
Well, and I would think there'd be a lot of satisfaction in knowing you're helping people in your community, that you're going out and maybe saving someone's life,
Yeah.
you know, their property, whatever. There'd be a lot of good feelings that come with a job.
It's definitely a very rewarding career. We'll encounter people at the grocery store that we may have served on a call 5 years previous, but we may not remember them, but they remember us.
Right.
And when we start to have that conversation about the particular call, it comes back to us. And it's nice to have the thank you. It's nice to have the recognition. We can deliver a baby on one call and save somebody from a fire on the next call, or extricate somebody from a motor vehicle accident on the next call. So it's a great opportunity to serve and give back to the community, and it's an exciting career too. I can tell you that I've never been on the same call twice. We go on calls that are similar. We may go on, like I said, a baby being delivered, but this call with the baby being delivered today is going to be different than the baby that's delivered tomorrow. So very different every single day, every interaction that we have, but it's very rewarding.
Anything you'd like to add that we didn't cover?
You know, we're just looking for any and everybody who wants to serve the community and the public and the city of Roanoke. We really want a diverse workforce. We are about, again, commitment, courtesy, and compassion. We want people who really care about others. That's important not only on the fire ground and in the emergency medical service world, but it's important when we're at our stations as well.
Right.
You spend a lot of time together at the station, and we want people that really care about each other and can come and be part of our family. So whether you have no background whatsoever and you know you want to serve, or you're somebody who's maybe served in the military and that you want to give back now locally, you're welcome to come and join our ranks here at Roanoke Fire.
And you're
EMS.
hiring, right?
Absolutely, we're hiring. It's a very short window. We need people to put their applications in, get those applications in by the first week of May. If they're interested in applying, they can go to our website, www.roanokeva.gov, and go under jobs. The job is there. We also have a website called workforroanokefireems.com. So that's workforroanokefireems.com, and it's all spelled out. And they'll go there and they'll get information about our hiring requirements. We do have a requirement that people take a written test, which is a basic comprehension test. From there, they'll take the CPAT, which is our physical agilities test, to make sure that they're physically fit and able to perform the various functions of our job. And then if they're successful in that, they'll come for a job interview. They have the opportunity to interview with us, and then if they're accepted into the job, they'll go for a physical to make sure they're physically healthy to be part of our membership, and then they'll go to our recruit academy. So very short window to apply. We definitely want a wide array of people to serve our community. Obviously, I'm a female serving the community. We need people of all different backgrounds, like I said, the different genders or different race or different religion. We encounter the community, so we need to reflect the community and have a wide variety of people serving.
Well, we are so proud of Roanoke Fire EMS, and I thank you so much for letting our viewers know how they can get involved, how they can apply, and how they can be part of it.
Thank you.
It is important for both restaurants and homeowners to help keep our waterways clean and safe. Never pour cooking oil or grease into sinks, parking lots, or streets. The oil and grease can enter our waterways through storm drains. Always try to recycle the oil and grease or put it into the trash. If you have a spill, clean it up by using a drying agent like cat litter. Never hose down spills. Keep dumpster and trash can lids closed. Restaurants should clean floor mats and garbage cans in a mop sink. It's easy to keep our waterways clean by doing the right thing.
We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time on Inside Roanoke.